Hey everybody, GT from Death Wears Bunny Slippers. Big progress. So this episode is about scrapping this thing out. A lot of you out there were like, oh, what about all the scrap? You're going to make some money. You know what? We thought the same thing. In fact, before we even opened it, I had a lot of talks with Christy. Hey baby, we'll make some money. There'll be scrap in there. We'll just get it out, make some bucks. So the first part is we tried to scrap it ourselves.
Know me.
You look awesome too.
So look, that kind of worked out. I bought this huge torch. It's actually around here somewhere. Ooh, Sam, grab it. You see it? Walk over there. Hold on. You guys, hold on. Quick like a bunny.
Sure.
Right there, that big long thing that's standing up. Keep walk forward again. Just walk forward. Yep, here it is. So this thing's probably not even going to show up. So this, for those of you that don't torch or anything very often, this is a big ass torch. Okay? So what this thing does is you hook it up to a liquid oxygen tank, you hook it up to propane because propane's a lot less expensive than acetylene, and you cut things. It's really long. It's actually really cheap. I bought it used for like a couple $100. But it was a ton of work. You see in this last video how Christy helped me. We were in there, we were cutting stuff down, but it's just, it was a lot of work. And it wasn't so much the work as we just were like, this is going to take forever. So what we did is we hired a scrapping company. We had 3 different scrapping companies come out to say, hey, how much will you pay us to do this? The answer was, all 3 of them said, we won't, you'll have to pay us. And the reason is this is like unbuilding a ship in a bottle, is that all the metal throughout this whole thing, all the scrap, has to be cut up in pieces and taken out a 4 foot by 6.5 foot door, and then up 35 feet. So every one of them said, look, you're not gonna make any money. So I had 2 choices. We had 2 choices at this point. One, we do it ourselves, which I'll do some math for you here in a minute to see why we didn't do that. Or 2, I hire it out. So we ended up hiring it out. We hired this company, and I just have to give these guys mad props. A group of 4 or 5 guys would come out, and all was professional. I never cut anything out that I didn't want cut out. And they originally estimated it would take 10 days to get it done. It took them 6 weeks. And they didn't charge me $1 extra. We're always here, kicking butt. And we really appreciate that. But I want to give you just some quick math. 4 guys times 8 hours a day, so that's 32 man hours per day, times about, let's just say 6 weeks. So let's say about 30 working days. So 30 times 30, so you're at 1,000 man hours basically to scrap this thing out. So 1,000 man hours, did I do that math right? Yeah, sounds about right.
I think it was 900.
Yeah, 900 or so man hours. So I'm rounding up to sound cooler on TV. So about 900 or so man hours to get this thing scrapped out. If I would have done that, or even just a couple of us would have done that, 1, we're not as good as those guys, so that would have taken longer. And 2, it just would be again, 900 man hours of me doing it after work or on the weekends, it would have literally taken years. So that's why very quickly we made the choice. We paid $7,500 and they got all the scrap that they took. I don't know how much it was. You know, I kind of asked. I'm guessing it was probably $20,000 to $25,000 worth. So again, I could have scrapped it ourselves. We could have gotten that money. But I will tell you that we talked, Christy and I and the kids talked right after we had it scrapped out, when they just started doing little pieces, and we were like, this was worth every single dollar we paid, no matter what. It was worth it. It was the biggest transformation that has, even to date, has been done in this place. To go from completely all this metal in here to scrapped out was awesome. So, take a look at what these guys did.
The setup portion was, you know, a little bit complicated like everything. They brought in their own stairs, which was really, really nice, instead of going up and down that ladder. So those were just temporary, even though we actually used them for probably 2 years. But they worked out quite nicely. Didn't go all the way to the top, but again, in the grand scheme of things, super nice to have those. And then, so once they got them secured, just a little bit of quick footage here so you can see. This is this machine called a Gradall. At least I think that's what it was called. This is what they used to bring the scrap in and out. So it worked pretty nice to just put it down there like you see at the bottom. And when they would load up the bucket, they would pull out all their winnings, if you will. All right. So on to the next explanation of what we're up to first. When you open the front door, what's called door number 6, you enter a room that has a lot of electrical and the entire hydraulic system. The hydraulic system was used to operate those big door locks, which eventually we need to get working again. But this is where we're starting the scrapping project. As you can see, the room looks pretty good when you get done. We are moving to the second room. So this is after you go through door 7, which is the next one. This room was really just a junction room, but this is what's called the blast lock area, or the second room in the blast lock area. Again, the blast lock area is designed where if there's an explosion outside or the missile explodes, that there's always one door that's containing the explosion, so you always are protected from the launch control center to the missile itself and to the outdoors. What we have in here really is just a lot of conduits. So basically every electrical system, every air system, and all the water that moves between the launch control center and between the silo complex itself all runs through this room. So that's the big project here, is just getting rid of all of that. we're going to go in, and as if we turn right from that room that had all the conduit, the blast lock, we're going to move into what's called the decontamination room and then the long cableway. The decontamination room is mostly obscured on this graphic, but the arrow is pointing to after that door on the right. So once you go through that door, again, it's a decontamination area, which had a shower. And again, just like it sounds, it had all the suits in case they had to go work on the fuel system. All that was sitting there. And then there wasn't any door or anything, and it moved right into the long cableway, aka the tunnel. Hey everyone, it's past midnight Friday. I should be uploading right now because my internet is slow. We didn't want to do 2 parts for this video. I apologize in advance. It was not our plan. I've been working after work to go through all this footage. Just keep in mind there was 6 weeks of 3 GoPros and handheld video, time lapses that I had to create. It was a much bigger project than I anticipated. So we got the first 2 rooms, the long cableway done. So next is level 1, 2, and 3, and the short cableway. So I hope you guys are patient with us. Again, we wanted this to be a nice, long, big episode. So we had to weigh the amount of disappointment you guys would have with us. Either we don't upload tonight, or we have 2 parts. So it ended up being 2 parts. Sorry about that, but I still love you guys. Hope you still love us. Stick with us. Subscribe, share, all the great things you guys do. Hit us up in the comments. Email me, gt@dwbs.video. Again, thanks a lot. I think we're going to click upload here in a minute and go to bed. Good night.